Hello, my beautiful friends. It's your friend Kevin here with today's Divine Daily Blast. A little bit late. I meditated this morning as I usually do at my usual time. I used a new meditation music, if you will. It's like a song. It was quite lovely. I can't even remember how to find it now. However, it sent me into a deep sleep, probably for close to 2 hours. And as I was sleeping, I'm dreaming about a road, a pretty busy road that I usually travel on. In my dream, this road was expanded, and everywhere I tried to turn to go was like a construction lane. So it was all muddy. They were laying cables. They were laying, and every time I tried to get somewhere, I got diverted back onto what was the regular road and then back onto these construction lanes again. Nothing about this road, although it was familiar, nothing about this road was the same. Eventually I got diverted back to a shopping centre that I'm very familiar with, and in the shopping centre they were having this parade. I'm looking for my vehicle. And my vehicle, I remembered, was on loan to somebody, so I was borrowing their vehicle. Their vehicle was this huge, well, I say huge, a bright lime green Jeep, like one of those Jeeps with the big tires and the big wheels, which is what I was supposedly using while my car was on loan to whoever had borrowed it. As I'm backing out, there was a high school parade. They were doing the dances of the witches. I mean, I don't usually have this much, what would you want to call it? I don't get this much detail, there you go, in my dreams. One of the people said, "We've got a hat for you." This hat, a witch's hat, homemade, bright orange, sort of like burgundy color, and the brim was wider than I am, so when you put it on, it came and draped down. I mean, just crazy, crazy, crazy. And then, of course, eventually I woke up. It didn't get scary. It was just really, I don't know how to interpret dreams. It was just, wow. I think the bigger picture of it was things are changing. What we thought was the way we thought it was going to be isn't. Where we thought we were going, the pathway of our lives, forward movement, a familiar pathway, it's not familiar. It's being changed deliberately. That's what I feel like the dream was about. Anyway, that's my long explanation as to why I'm on here late doing this. Let's get right to today's Divine Daily Blast, because I think it all weaves into that dream. Here we go. Not to make it all about me and my dream. We also did have probably 8 to 10 inches of this white fluffy snow through here. Well, of course, if you live in the United States, the whole country had some kind of snow flurry. We haven't had this much in this area for probably 20, 30 years. I remember being in a condo. The last time it happened, the power got cut off. The pipes all burst. I mean, that was 1996, so 30 years ago. All right, I digress. Let me get on to it. We changed months, so we changed numerology numbers. We're in an angel numerology number 4, and the number 4 is all about faith, having faith, digging into your faith. It's a powerful symbol of stability, practicality, and hard work. On number 4 day, it's time to build solid foundations. Hard work, angelic support and protection. Your angels and spirit guides are present, and they're offering you assistance. You're being reminded not to be afraid. I was a little fearful yesterday. Ask for help when navigating long-term projects or challenges. Put practicality in order. Any individual resonating with the number 4 are often reliable people, trustworthy people. They're usually detail-oriented. So if you are dealing with a challenge of some sort, you need help, go to somebody who can dot I's, cross T's, and they can put a plan together. Make sure your connections to nature and the physical world is like air, earth, fire, water, that kind of thing, the four seasons. Make sure you emphasize, because this is also a need to be grounded and connected. To if you want to be connected to the material world, you have to be grounded. And I say that because there's an awful lot of AI, chat GPT. There are a lot of things that are really super helpful and have been developed for us to be able to use specifically. However, we still have to be grounded in our humanness. All right, enough of that. Moving on. I'm an instrument of love and healing. This I know myself to be. Pretty easy. I expect my desires and intentions to manifest always. Your desires, your intentions are sent. Our desires, our intentions are sent to us to give us inspiration to keep going, to give us inspiration to travel forward. And so they always do usually manifest, particularly if they're for our highest good. Message here from Archangel Jeremiah. When you call upon me, I will empower you to develop your spiritual gifts so you can more easily receive heaven's message. Metatron's affirmation is, Jeremiah's affirmation is, my psychic gifts are strong and trustworthy. Angelic messages flow easily to me. You have to get quiet. You have to get peaceful. You sort of have to call upon these great powers. Now, I'm recently understanding that there is no hierarchy in the angelic realm. They talk about archangels. Well, archangels have been mentioned in biblical terms. The angels as a whole, guardian angels that work with us specifically, archangels I think that are omnipresent and work with everybody. We've got one right here. I'll talk about in a minute, but the angels, I don't know they necessarily separate themselves from each other. An angel is an angel, whether it be an archangel or a regular guardian angel or just an earth angel. They're angels. They're part of the angel realm. Many of them have not been and lived in human form, which is what I understand. I don't know. I could be wrong. Some of you out there could say in the comments, no, I understand that this particular angelic realm hasn't been in human form. There's all kinds of different philosophies that we can tap into to get to the answer. And then I find myself, when I'm sort of asking, well, were they human? Were they not human? They seem human. They don't seem human. What is right? What is wrong? I can drive myself batty with trying to work that out. And at the end of the day, does it really matter? If these beings from these realms are for our highest good, and they truly are, if they've come to offer comfort, to joy, understanding of the human experience, then I don't think it really matters that much. Moving on. Because we started a new week, we also start a new month. I have chosen a new Divine Master and a new Angel Activator. Our Angel Activator for this whole week, who I'm delighted to say is Archangel Metatron. Right here. So I'll read the back of the card because I think that's important. You have a divine calling. God, Creator, universe, whatever you want to refer to it, and the angels are recruiting you. Where you are is where you have been strategically placed. Trust that what you are facing right now has everything to do with what you are here to heal, and that will lead to a life that is aligned to meaning and purpose. You are here to make a difference, and it must begin where you are right now. Your affirmation is, I am ready to fulfill the call of my soul. Metatron comes to speak to the souls of all of us when we choose to be called up and serve. He's known as the throne next to God. He's also said to be the youngest of the archangels, along with Sandalphon, and in the Kabbalic texts, he supports the idea that he once lived on earth as a man named Enoch, supposedly a prophet, and supposedly the great-grandfather of Noah. So, in angel form, Metatron is guiding this particular age of time and space, powerful enough to govern sacred sciences, and helpful enough to bring us the interconnectedness of all these realms, all things, all places, all people. Metatron is here to support us as we enter an age of awareness and an age of spiritual, physical growth. So, any challenges that are rising up for all of us at this time, they're not created by God himself, but the situations that have developed based on the choices and the actions that we've all taken. Often when things get difficult, it can be easy to abandon the divine. It can be easy to walk away from God's love, the universal love. It can be easy to walk away from angels. But right now, we're being encouraged to let them draw closer. We are being definitely encouraged to lean into the arms of your guides, your spirit guides, your angels. They're here to help you heal and eventually share your knowledge with other people. So this is where it says, I'm ready to fulfill the call of my soul. And I've said this many times, as people begin to see you lighten up, which is following the light, brightening up, which is being the bright soul, they're going to want to know, what is this all about? What is this new way you're doing? What is this new way you're being? And as I said before, AI, artificial intelligence, is a little tiny, I want to say it's a plug-in. People have started to trust ChatGPT and other programs that use AI as a way to communicate. What they're not necessarily attuned or aligned with is divine intelligence came before artificial intelligence, and divine intelligence sponsored or at least spawned the idea of artificial intelligence. Now, there are many people who can say, well, it's dangerous, it can be used for blah, 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 blah. Listen, there are going to always be the doubting Thomases. However, if folks are following the artificial intelligence realm, they're eventually going to bump into people who don't necessarily need artificial intelligence. They are really in tune with their intuition, their psychic abilities, their clairvoyant skills. We have many people that write books, that paint that paint incredible pieces of artwork. Michelangelo was probably channeling God the divine when he created the incredible arts in Rome. Other artists, Monet, all of these incredible artists, musicians, people who create right from their soul, are tuning in and tapping in to a energy center that most people who have not really studied the arts, haven't really studied divination, don't really get it. However, they appreciate it. So this is where we end up with this following, if you will. You know, how in the world, if you believe religious texts, Noah got sent the calling of his soul to go ahead and put all these beings on an ark that took goodness and so how many years to build it. All of these things have been written in scripture, and at some point or another, particularly in times of difficulty and strife, people come together. And people come together to want something else, to want something bigger. And that's what we're about. Lady Nada is our divine divine master for the week. She's expanding the God-centered heart, being open, liberate, let yourself love and be loved. This is all about God's love that lives within us, God's light that lives within us, and I can get more into that as the week goes on. Louise Hay, Sunday, February the 1st, 2026. I lovingly accept my decisions, knowing that I'm always free to make changes. The love sometimes is like the fool's journey. We never know what's up ahead. We never know if this is the right way or the wrong way, what way this is. We'll give it a go and see what happens. And if it doesn't quite turn out, we have the right to change our mind and do something else. The moon is in Leo. It happens to be a full moon. If you live in LA, it's happening at 2:09 this afternoon. In New York, it's 5:09 this evening, early evening. In London, it's 10:09 tonight. And in Sydney, Australia, will be 9:09 tomorrow, depending on where you live. Because, of course, Sydney, Australia, if you're in the continental United States, is in future time. Any of you that's ever flown from the United States into Australia, you cross the international date line. So it's quite incredible how you land a day or two ahead of when you left. That blew my mind when I did it. So, happy full moon in Leo. It's time to balance between what you want and the needs of your friends. Let your light shine bright today, my friends. What can I say? We've got this tarot. Now, I'll be back in a little while with the navigation for the week ahead, and that is going to be a doozy. A lot going on, a lot of fiery energy happening, and the cards, the tarot story, matches up to the moon phases. That's quite interesting. We have the Ace of Wands right here. Now, the Ace of Wands talks about the spark of new ideas, new ideals, the spark of creation. It's really where an idea comes to mind. It's seemingly, well, that would be more kind of like Ace of Swords, which you can also look at the Ace of Swords as another way of seeing things. But in this picture, you see the hand grabbing a hold of a wand, like it's staking a claim on something. The crystal in the wand is the spark of power. That crystal right above there, where the eyes of the tiger are looking at it. And let's see, this wild cat in the background has almost human-like eyes. I don't know, they're just very expressive. So this is about impetus. This is about a desire. This is about an action. This is about wanting to start something big. The desire, the passion of wanting to get something going. So if you suddenly find yourself wanting something, interested in something, or needing something that you never had the slightest interest in before, well, you're experiencing the power of this particular card. Now, this interest, this passion, the spark of creation, if you will, could be something that tickles your fancy, or it could take such a hold of you that you get enthusiastic about it. The energy must be put to use. Whether it's acquiesced to, channeled by a guide or a spirit or an angel after a meditation, doesn't matter. It's coming to you for a reason. Don't be misled by the seemingly small beginning of it being an ace. Most people look at aces as the beginning of something, which it truly is, or that something hasn't quite got going yet, but it's starting to. That's true, but let's not lose the passion for the Ace of Wands, because it's definitely something to put your attention to. Long journeys on any pathway start with one single step. And that single step might seem like not much or a little effort, but one step, one foot in front of the other, leads to life-changing futures. I'm hoping that makes sense. All right. Fairies everywhere, come here. We call upon you and ask for your guidance. Give us a blessing of this card. that will tie into all that we're talking about. We love you. We love being guided by you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing us your love, your devotion, and bringing us a message that we can take to the day. Back to the sacred space again. Well, I think it really does mean we have to meditate. I'm also glad I meditated this morning, because it sent me into that vision of roads, pathways, avenues, sort of like any road that comes to a dead end or you can't get through and it's still being constructed. It means that it's not right. It's on its way. It just hasn't happened yet. That's what I got from that dream. And you can change your mind. You may have to try working on a new idea or a new plan, hence the dream about the vehicle being a different vehicle than what I'm used to. But if it's going to get you there, what does it matter? The witch's hat, I don't quite know what that was about. Maybe it's a nod to getting more into divination, getting more into manifestation, because as we know, witches get around a cauldron and they start a brew. So, sacred space. Carve out your sacred space. Do what you need to do. It's a return. I almost want to feel like this sacred space card popped back up when we had the last numerology number 4 day. You see how these synchronicities just happen out of the blue? It's like, it's not really out of the blue. We are closer and closer and closer. Well, I believe I'm right in communication with the divine. And even when some things go topsy-turvy like they did on, what's today, Sunday, Friday, I went into like, whoa, hang on, what do I do? Sat quietly, the inspiration came, and I've just been given a nod by spirit. It's going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. Just stop your worrying and your doubting. Just keep going. All right, my friends, I'll be back in a little while with navigation for the week ahead, where I do a 7-card reading and pull the moon phases in. It's quite interesting, and I'll see you then. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and supporting the channel. Let's keep this going. Bye for now.